Talking about House of Gucci. This is sort of like a tale of like the life of Patricia or Patricia something Gucci. So basically, she kind of like married. She basically just found this random Gucci guy, and she's like, "Yo, I'm trying to marry this person now." It tries to dive deep into like what greed, money, and like power does to someone. And I think overall, it actually pretty effectively does this. Ridley Scott made another movie this year, Last Duel. We'll talk about that later. But this is the worser movie that he made this year. Um, the characters were pretty interesting. All the characters were realized in some sense. Acting was great all around, especially Jared Leto. I don't really get the criticism of him. Everybody's making fun of him, saying he sounds like Mario, but I think it's like actually really perfect because he had a lot of fun with the role, and I feel like he put a lot of life and like even what's her name, Lady Gaga. She was hecka good too. And I was really surprised by that. Like, I mean, she's apparently a good actress now, and that's like really kind of surprising. But for me, the biggest flaw of this movie was it's somewhat forgettable in some sense. Some of the things that happen. It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. It can get a little bit boring sometimes. Not to mention that we don't really get any sense of why of like reasoning behind some main characters like Patricia or I feel like overall it lacks a lot of like it really kind of lacks like a main heartbeat. Most films like French Dispatch or even The Last Duel, Ridley Scott's other movie, I mean it was they usually have like a nice juicy heart that's beating and like you can you can see it and you feel the emotions and you know everything that's going on. And so I feel like this movie was kind of lacking in that sense. But overall, I loved what the film was trying to say about greed and I love how they explored like how basically um, this girl or this woman basically sunk her teeth into the lives of the Gucci family and kind of messed a couple things up a little bit in some sense. And I thought that aspect of the story was really interesting. Execution was a bit off, still fun, and the acting was great. Story was interesting, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10.